But the one thing I'm discovering is if you want to go big, if you want to get all the views, if you want your channel to grow lickety-split and really quick, you got to have a take on the drama. You do. Especially if you're funny like our show is, you got to have a fun take. You got to play the clips. You got to play the game. Now, we like all of the internet drama stuff as it is, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier if you're us, but I can't help but look at our videos and go, oh, Aaron talks about Creator Clash and Sam Hyde. 1,500 to 2,000 views right off the bat. Okay, that's really good for our channel. Our morning shows do about 2,500. So a standalone video doing, 15 or 20, and our normal's doing 25. I mean, that's pretty good. One of our Brendan Schaub videos up in the 6,000s, 7,000s at this point. Very good for our show. So, but we also are a really funny show that can take a nothing story and turn it into this hilarious bit that ends up being the funniest thing you've heard on any show you've listened to in months. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I want to put up all this funny shit we do as little clips on the channel. But I put up remember the Winnie the Pooh bit from yesterday? Really funny bit, right? Winnie the Pooh is like Shawshank Redemption and all this shit. I think I put it up this afternoon and it struggled to get to 100. Fuck 1,000. It struggled to get to 100. You know the one of Johnny and I doing the catcalling segment? That was a really funny bit. The audience was begging us to save that. I think it's done like 300 views. Meanwhile, I throw up something on Brendan Schaub, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000. You got to talk about it. Right? And I know some people, when we get into internet trauma and stuff like that, some of our listeners go, I hate this. This is stupid. You got to play the game a little bit. And so now it helps with the Brendan Schaub story that I think Brendan Schaub is just an absolute repugnant idiot. Like, he's one of the most awful guys out there. A guy never deserving of his fame, but somehow he got it because a bunch of meatheads went, I really like this guy. I bet he crushes lots of puss. And they became fans and just believed anything he said. You wouldn't believe it, man. I have these Brendan Schaub videos where we're just playing the audio and we're smashing the guy because he's so easily smashed. And you'll go into the comments section and, the videos still have an 80% like ratio, but still, you'll get that 20% of people and they'll comment. They'll be like, they're just jealous because Papa has a comedy special. Do you have a comedy special? I'm like, I've been doing comedy for a long time, but I've never found myself delusional enough to film myself doing a measly 25 minutes, put it on the internet, and have the nerve to call it a special. So no, I guess you got me there. In fairness, as dumb as Brendan Schaub is, his fans are a lot dumber. Never overestimate the stupidity of a Fighter and the Kid fan. Oh, these guys are like bottom of the barrel. They're like there was a false bottom in the barrel and they found it and went underneath that one. These guys are double-digit IQ as a motherfucker. These are like all the guys in high school who never wanted to stop playing football. So at 38, they still go to the high school football games. We're talking about that level of stupid. Those are the guys you deal with when you dick with Brendan Schaub. But most people just laugh right along with you. They go, oh, I fucking love this show. I'm going to watch more of your shit. This is great. So I wanted to get the Brendan Schaub stuff out of the way tonight. We had one more clip. I wanted to shit on the fans of that show a little bit because they're still sticking with this guy. Before we play this, let's go through Brendan's list of sins. I know that Brian Callen fell on the sword for Brendan, but does anyone actually believe that Brian Callen by himself decided to call Bobby Lee, call his girlfriend a cunt, threatened to go to Big Daddy Rogan? By the way, if Joe Rogan even knows this is going on, which maybe he doesn't, but if he does, I guarantee, like a pissed off daddy, he's going to Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen and going, you two dumb motherfuckers, fix this and fix it right fucking now. This is embarrassing, because it is. You watch all this Fighter and the Kid, Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen stuff, and it's humiliating. It is grade school LA comic bullshit. And I use the word comic loosely because one of these people is Brendan Schaub. So do we really think that Brian Callen it called all by himself to threaten Bobby's career, threaten him legally, tell him to get his bitch in line, say all kinds of horrible things about his girlfriend? Oh, and by the way, that Kalila, I know that Bobby Lee fans kind of shit on me for my takes on Kalila. I got to apologize about everything I've ever said about her because she's like that cross-examiner in the Johnny Depp trial. She's great. They had Brendan on their show, and she wasn't letting him get away with any of his small-minded bullshit. Basically, he would go, I know, and that's why I support you guys, and you guys are great, and I wish it never would have gotten here. And she was like, no, Brendan, you're not going to butter us up. Remember those fucking creepy texts you sent me a long time ago? And he's like, that was inappropriate. That was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. No shit, Brendan. That's what we're saying. Like, every time he tried to kiss her ass so he could try to sneak out of the ass whooping he was going to get, she just, boom, jumped right on top of him and beat the shit out of him. So Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub have been on their show, The Fighter and the Kid, ever since, coping. I mean, coping with an L hard. I mean, Brian Callen went as far as say, I love Bobby Lee. I think he's great. I've known him for 25 years. Well, you know something, Brian? When I know someone for 25 years and I love them, I typically don't call them and threaten their careers and their livelihood. I don't accuse them of being a fucking Reddit troll. This is all what this was over, you fucking children. You 9-year-olds who we play football and crush puss. Do you? Do you? One of you is pushing 60. The other one's 38. Oh, we put salsa on a chocolate chip cookie. All right, we got it. Your special was dog shit. Is that what you do to someone you love and you respect? Is you threaten their career? When you know Bobby Lee's a timid dude to begin with. So you only did this because you knew you could push him around. So Brendan, while Brian is falling on the sword for Brendan is out there making an asshole of himself. Those of you who are going to watch this as a solo clip who are fans of The Fighter and the Kid, I'm willing to give you guys a free pass. You can walk away now. You don't even have to become Steel Toe fans. I mean, you should. It's a better show. But I'm just going to just walk away from these dipshits. You look R-worded, if you will. We're going to get to the Bobby Lee stuff in just a second. Brendan Schaub now claims he has 300 pages of evidence that Bobby Lee was doing this shit on Reddit. So even after he's apologized, even after he's done all these shitty things and been confronted on it and looked like an asshole in front of the entire internet, stupid Brendan Schaub with 2 marbles rolling around in his cranium is like, they still got the 300 pages, although he probably pronounced one of the words wrong. And Bobby Lee's like, all right, bitch, then show me the 300 pages. And we're going to show you in this audio. Brendan don't want to do that. Me, Krug, me have books. Me, Grug, not show you Grug books. These Grug books, me not show Bobby Grug books. You don't get to read them until I learn how to read them, Bobby. Oh, has there been a better personification of Lenny from Of Mice and Men? Actually, I take that back. Lenny was likable. P.A. Cheddar says they both got all high and mighty when they started that stupid podcast. Right, and Showtime was, I mean, basically there were production companies, and Brendan's gigs at Showtime were funding that whole thing. Now he ain't got a Showtime gig anymore. They're funding that all by themselves. And the staff is starting to go away. And the audience is starting to go away. And the money and the credibility is starting to fade. And Thick Boy Productions is a fucking pipe dream at best. Oh, these guys are feeling the heat. It's all going... And I'll give them credit for this. These two are going down with the ship, boy. So Bobby Lee calls these two out. Or calls Brendan Schaub out and basically says, hey, motherfucker, show me the 300 pages you have worth of this evidence that I'm the guy on Reddit. First of all, if you are a positive dude who doesn't care about the haters, by the way, Brendan now wants to call them extremists. Like, dude, give it up. Tap out before you further him. I guess, you know what? Don't tap out before you further embarrass yourself. You've humiliated yourself now to the point where you've crossed the Rubicon. Brendan, don't make me explain to you that reference. I know you don't get it, and you probably pronounce it Rubik's Cube, but trust me, it means you're too far gone. You've already crossed the Rubicon, Brendan. You might as well just go down swinging at this point. I mean, sure, it's hopeless flailing, but it's swinging nonetheless. If you're such a positive guy and you don't let shit get to you, why are you collecting 300 pages of data on people? Who are you, fucking Nixon? Well, let's go to the latest episode of Tiger Belly, and they go through this, and Bobby's producer basically calls bullshit on Brendan Schaub. Let's check this out.
I know what happened after the podcast last week, so here is a quick follow-up to that episode. As of today, we have not seen said 300 pages of documents.
What? You mean the gringo Papi hasn't made good on his word? Here, let me skip the suspense. It's because there aren't 300 pages. He screenshotted 4 things and then he got tired and wanted to eat some pudding.
After the podcast, we were shown a couple of zoomed-in screenshots of source code with no context. Our email address is in the...
Look, it's numbers and letters. I bet you it's because when they show Brendan's source code, he just nods. Like, has anyone ever showed you something and it's too much for you, but you don't want to let them know you're stupid, so you just go, okay. I bet you somebody showed Brendan a bunch of source code. He probably called it Morse code. And they showed Brendan the source code, and he just went, oh, yeah, B, I get that. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. So he probably showed that to Bobby Lee like it means something, and Bobby Lee's producers went, this is just zoomed in source code. This is gibberish without any context.
Corner of one screenshot and the name Robert Lee on the corner of another screenshot.
Oh, there's your smoking gun. Somebody on Reddit called themselves Robert Lee, and that means Bobby Lee must be fucking with us on Reddit. Brendan, I would expect that from a double-digit IQ dipshit like yourself. But Brian Callen, who's been in the business a while, you'd think he would have held back on that and went, no offense, Brendan, but that sounds really fucking stupid. But nope, these two enable each other because, again, they're spiraling downward. It's all over for them. They're donezo, and they don't know how to change. They don't know how to pull the nose of the plane up. Robert Lee, really? So that's what made you think it was... Because if Bobby Lee is going to take time out of his busy career to troll you guys on Reddit, he's going to use the long form of his, by the way, stage name. Robert Lee is not Bobby Lee's government name. That's not Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's full name is not Robert Lee. Robert Lee was a Confederate general in the Confederacy. Another thing that I hope Brendan Schaub never watches this because I'd have to explain too many references. Rubicon, Robert E. Lee, pudding, too much. All right, so far, Brendan Schaub, they asked, hey, dickface, show me your 300 pages of proof instead of just tapping out and admitting you're a fuckhead. Show me your 300 pages of proof. And he goes, here's some zoomed in screenshots of some code stuff. That looks really smart, right? And here's a guy on Reddit named Robert Lee. Wow. I tell you, nobody owns like Brendan Schaub.
When we asked him who sent these to him, he said Brian. We then asked to be connected to his team directly to get further clarity, and he assured us that he would make that happen. We followed up...
Wait, hold on. Can I make a guess? He never followed up and made that happen because Brendan is fucking lying.
Him for the next 3 days, and finally on Thursday, we received a text from Brendan saying his team would prefer to handle this issue in-house and does not feel comfortable sharing information with Tiger Belly.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes all the sense in the world. So either Brendan is lying about having this information, which is what I'm betting on, or Brendan was lying when he told Bobby he didn't think it was him and he was really sorry about all the shit he did to harass Bobby and Kalila. Except the time he hit on Kalila, he really thought he had a shot. The fuck? So which one is it, Brendan? Were you lying then or are you lying now? Liberate yourself, Brendan. Brendan Schaub needs to liberate himself. Stop. You know what's insulting the most about this is watching Brendan Schaub pretend he's smart. When everybody else is watching him drool into his pillow, we're like, Brendan, stop. It's like watching a guy try to be James Bond and like can't figure out how to pull the pin on a fucking grenade. And you're just like, stupid, here, give me it. There you go. So, Brendan, were you lying about believing Bobby or are you lying about all these documents we have? It can't be both and it can't be neither. Let us know. Speaking of letting us know, Brendan won't turn over the evidence. Isn't that funny? You get to accuse someone of something and they go, Show me your evidence, because I think you're full of shit. I don't want to share it with you. Well, then what the fuck do you have on us? All 300 pages. You've showed us horse shit so far. I can't show you the rest. Why? It's a secret, B. You see what I mean about quit pretending you're smart? It's insulting to the rest of us.
Cap, we have not received any substantial evidence regarding the accusations.
What?
We have not been in contact with the team.
What?
All we've seen are some screenshots sent to Brendan from Brian Callen.
I thought your only team quit your show a while ago because she could make way more money on OnlyFans. What fucking team do you have? It's the Bobcat that was outside my house, the story I made up for my special, B.
We're hoping to get some closure on this, but that's probably not going to happen.
There you go. That's the latest on Brendan Schaub, Brian Callen, and Bobby Lee. Brendan and Brian are still coping. Bobby is still, you know what, and also good for Bobby Lee, because Bobby is not letting go. I'm proud of Bobby Lee, man. That guy, you know, for a guy who says I don't like confrontation and everything else, he's really picked up big time on this. And I'm really impressed by Bobby Lee. He's like, no, you know what? Fuck it. You accused me of some terrible shit. You threatened my career. You threatened my girlfriend. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire on this, you little fucker. And he is. And Brendan Schaub has absolutely nothing. So again, you Fighter and the Kid fans who watch these videos and you comment and you're like, I have to protect my guys. Abandon ship. These guys are bad for you. And don't come back at me with the lazy comebacks of, what have you ever done? I haven't used Joe Rogan to do this for a living. Huh? That's something I can say that Brendan Schaub can't. I haven't latched on to more talented people my entire life so that I could carry myself through adulthood, unless you count Corey. I mean, the Fighter and the Kid people are like, Brendan made it special. Have you ever made it special? Oh, really? Whether or not we can film ourselves and put it on YouTube? Well, then in that case, I do 2 specials every day. God damn, man. You Fighter and the Kid fans, I don't hate you, man. I'm just tired of burning your soul. I'm just tired of destroying you guys over and over, and all you guys can come back with is, do you crush puss and play sports? I mean, I got a fight on June 11th. I'm going to be fighting in Perham. But I got a puppy now, so no, crushing puss, I got to get back to that. Thank you. Just stop watching that show. Let those 2 idiots go, and you're going to find something much better. Go to Revenge of the Sis. Go to any one of the great shows that are out there. Watch this one. I mean, you probably hate me, so don't watch this one, but watch this one.